The deception. The vast emptiness of space stretched before Captain Maya Chen as she stood on the bridge of the ESS Perseverance. The ship's worn exterior and modest size made it appear almost quaint against the backdrop of Jupiter's swirling gases. Maya's dark eyes narrowed as she studied the long-range sensors. Three massive vessels had just emerged from the jump point at the edge of the system, their hulls gleaming with an iridescent blue-green that signaled their alien origin. Keldari warships. Lieutenant Omar Reis confirmed, his fingers dancing across the tactical console. Dreadnought class, each one approximately 7 times our mass. Maya nodded, her expression betraying none of the tension building in her chest. Open a channel. Standard greeting protocols. The bridge fell silent as they waited. The Keldari Empire had been expanding aggressively along the outer rim for the past decade, but this marked their first direct approach to a human-controlled system. The diplomatic courts had warned this day might come, but no one had expected it so soon. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a tall, slender figure with silver-scaled skin and eyes like liquid mercury. High Commander Vexthal of the Keldari Empire surveyed the human bridge with unconcealed disdain. Captain Chen of Earth, the alien's voice resonated with a harmonic quality that the translation software couldn't quite filter out. Your presence at the threshold of Jupiter space is quaint. I had expected a more substantial welcoming committee. Maya straightened her shoulders. High Commander, the Perseverance is a diplomatic vessel. We're here to ensure peaceful communication between our peoples as you approach human territory. Vexthal's laugh was like crystal shattering. Diplomatic vessel. Your craft bears the hallmarks of military design. Captain, primitive as it may be, do not insult my intelligence with such transparent deceptions. I assure you, Commander, your assurances mean nothing. Vexthal interrupted. The Keldari Empire has studied your species for some time. Your technological development is disappointing. These outdated vessels you pilot are barely worthy of being called spaceships. They are museum pieces compared to the glory of the Keldari fleet. Maya's jaw tightened, but she maintained her diplomatic facade. Perhaps we could discuss these matters in person, Commander. We have facilities aboard Jupiter Station that would accommodate. I will not set foot on your rudimentary habitats, Vexthal cut in. You will come aboard my vessel. Alone. In 6 of your Earth hours, we will discuss the terms of your system's incorporation into the greater Keldari sphere of influence. The screen went dark before Maya could respond. Well, that was pleasant, Omar muttered, breaking the tense silence. Maya turned to her communications officer. Ensign Park, secure channel to Earth Command. Priority Alpha. Within moments, the stern face of Admiral Helena Watts filled the screen. Maya quickly briefed her superior on the encounter. This isn't unexpected, Admiral Watts said after a moment of consideration. Intelligence suggested the Keldari would make their move soon, but we'd hoped for more time. Their ships are massive, Admiral. Far larger than our intelligence indicated, and their commander seems quite convinced of our technological inferiority. A ghost of a smile touched the Admiral's lips. Good. Operation Looking Glass remains in effect, Captain. Let them continue to believe what they wish to believe. Maya nodded, understanding the implicit order. And my meeting with the commander. Proceed. Learn what you can about their intentions and capabilities. Play the role they expect. Cautious, somewhat intimidated, but dignified. Give them no reason to suspect. And if they make demands, Earth does not respond well to ultimatums, Captain, but your priority is to buy time. The 7th Fleet needs another 48 hours to reach optimal positioning. After the transmission ended, Maya stared out at the distant glimmer of the Keldari ships. They hung against the starfield like predators, patient and confident in their superiority. 6 hours later, Maya found herself aboard the Keldari flagship, the imposing stellar dominance. The vessel's interior was a testament to the Keldari's advanced technology. Corridors that seemed to shift and flow, lighting that adjusted automatically to ocular comfort, and gravity that felt perfectly calibrated despite her movement through different sections of the ship. High Commander Vexthal received her in a vast chamber that served as both throne room and command center. Caldari officers moved with fluid precision around holographic displays, showing detailed maps of the Sol system. Captain Chen, Vexthal greeted her without rising from his command chair. "Welcome to true technological advancement. I trust the journey in our shuttle was educational." Maya bowed slightly, playing her role. "Your technology is impressive, Commander." "High Commander," Vexthal corrected sharply. "And yes, this is but a small sample of Caldari's superiority. Your species has potential, I'll grant you that. You've managed to spread throughout your system despite your primitive drives. It's why we've chosen incorporation rather than eradication." Maya kept her expression neutral. "I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean by incorporation." Vexthal gestured, and a holographic display materialized between them, showing the Sol system. Red boundaries appeared, encompassing Mars and the outer planets. "These territories will become Caldari protectorates. Your species will maintain autonomy on Earth and your lunar colony, with the privilege of learning from Caldari advisors. In time, humans may earn the right to limited interstellar travel under our guidance." Maya studied the map, feigning dismay. This is most of our system. Our mining operations, our research stations, will continue under Caldari supervision," Vexthal finished for her. "This is generous, Captain Chen. Other species have received far less favorable terms." "Our government will never agree to this," Maya said, her voice deliberately uncertain. Vexthal's silver eyes narrowed. "They will when they see the alternative. Observe." The hologram shifted to display one of the smaller Caldari vessels. A beam of intense blue energy erupted from its prow, striking an asteroid. The massive rock didn't merely shatter, it disintegrated into cosmic dust. "Graviton compression technology," Vexthal explained casually. "One destroyer could reduce your Earth's crust to molten slag within hours." Maya allowed her hands to tremble slightly. "You would destroy an entire civilization." "Only if forced," Vexthal said, rising from his chair. "The Caldari prefer assimilation to annihilation. It's more economically sound. Your species will adapt, Captain. You will serve a greater purpose as part of our empire." "I must take this proposal to my government," Maya said, her voice subdued. Vexthal inclined his head. "You have 24 of your hours to deliver your species' capitulation. After that, we will provide a demonstration of our resolve, perhaps on one of your outer planetary outposts. Ganymede, I believe it's called." When Maya returned to the Perseverance, she immediately ordered a withdrawal to the asteroid belt. The Caldari observation drones followed, recording what appeared to be a hasty, frightened retreat. Once in the shelter of the dense asteroid field, Maya called her senior staff to the secure briefing room. The ship's stealth systems activated, temporarily masking them from Caldari sensors. "The situation is exactly as Command predicted," Maya told her officers. "The Caldari believe their technology far surpasses ours. They expect us to capitulate under threat." "And they've shown their hand," Omar added. That weapon demonstration was telling. Graviton technology is powerful, but requires massive energy reserves. Each firing likely depletes their main reactors significantly. Maya nodded. "They're also overconfident." The High Commander revealed far more about their tactical capabilities than he realized. She turned to her communications officer. "Transmit everything to Admiral Watts. It's time to accelerate the timeline." Later that night, as Maya sat alone in her quarters, she reviewed the sensor data they had secretly gathered from the Caldari flagship. Their ships were indeed impressive, but not as invulnerable as they wanted humans to believe. Every technology had its limitations, its vulnerabilities, and the Caldari, in their arrogance, had revealed several critical weaknesses. A soft chime announced an encrypted transmission from Earth Command. Admiral Watts appeared on Maya's private screen, her expression grim but determined. "The Security Council has reviewed your report, Captain. Operation Reckoning is now authorized. The 7th Fleet has been deployed, and the Phoenix Protocol is active across all defense platforms. Your new orders are to maintain the appearance of diplomatic engagement while gathering final intelligence on Caldari shield frequencies. Maya felt a cold resolve settle over her. And when the 24 hours are up, then, Captain Chen, Admiral Watts said with steel in her voice, humanity shows its true capabilities, and the Caldari learn why it's unwise to judge a species by the ships they choose to reveal. As the deadline approached, Maya ordered the Perseverance to emerge from the asteroid field and approach the Caldari vessels once more. To any observer, the small Earth ship looked like a supplicant returning with an answer, perhaps even the expected surrender. But deep within the Jupiter system, and hidden throughout the asteroid belt, humanity's real fleet was silently moving into position, ready to reveal the deception that would change the course of interstellar relations forever. The revelation. The Perseverance drifted toward the Caldari battle group, its engines running at minimal power as if conserving energy for a potential escape. From his command throne aboard the Stellar Dominance, High Commander Vexthal watched the approach with undisguised satisfaction. "See how they crawl back to us," he remarked to his second-in-command, Sub-Commander Nixera. "Humans are predictable in their fear." Nixera, more cautious than her superior, studied the tactical display. The vessel approaches alone. No reinforcements from Earth. "As expected," Vexthal replied dismissively. "Their military capabilities are generations behind ours. Intelligence reports their most advanced weaponry couldn't penetrate even our secondary shields." On the bridge of the Perseverance, Captain Maya Chen sat with perfect posture, betraying none of the anticipation building within her. The countdown timer on her personal display showed less than 15 minutes remaining before Operation Reckoning would commence. "The Caldari are hailing us," Lieutenant Omar announced. "On screen," Maya ordered, composing her features into a mask of resignation. High Commander Vexthal appeared, his mercury eyes gleaming with triumph. "Captain Chen, I trust you return with your species-wise decision to accept our generous terms." Maya allowed a moment of hesitation. "High Commander, I've been authorized to continue negotiations. My government believes there may be room for compromise." "There is no compromise," Vexthal interrupted sharply. "Only submission or consequence. Your time expires in 14 of your minutes. What is your answer?" Maya's expression hardened slightly. "Then I must inform you that humanity respectfully declined your offer of incorporation. Earth and its colonies will remain sovereign." Surprise flashed across Vexthal's features before settling into cold anger. "You disappoint me, Captain. I had assumed your species possessed at least basic survival instinct." He turned to an officer off-screen. "Target their outpost on Ganymede. Prepare a demonstration of 1/4 power." "High Commander," Maya said, her voice suddenly firmer. "Before you act, there's something you should know about humanity." Vexthal paused, curious despite himself. "And what would that be?" "We have a saying. Never reveal your full hand until the betting is done." Confusion crossed the alien commander's face as the translation software struggled with the idiom. Before he could respond, alerts began blaring across his bridge. The transmission cut momentarily as Caldari officers rushed to their stations. When Vexthal reappeared, his silver scales had paled noticeably. "What trickery is this? Our sensors detect multiple energy signatures emerging throughout your system." Maya smiled for the first time since their interactions began. "Not trickery, High Commander. Strategy." Throughout the Sol system, hidden installations that had appeared as mining operations or research stations suddenly transformed. Asteroid bases split open to reveal advanced weapon platforms. Seemingly abandoned orbital facilities powered up shield systems far beyond what the Caldari had believed humans capable of producing. And from behind Jupiter's massive bulk, the true pride of Earth's defense forces emerged. The 7th Fleet, led by the massive dreadnought ESS Prometheus. 30 warships moved into formation, each bearing weapons that had been carefully concealed from foreign intelligence for decades. Admiral Helena Watts's voice came through on an open channel that both the Perseverance and Caldari vessels could hear. "This is Admiral Watts of Earth's Combined Defense Forces. High Commander Vexthal, your vessels have entered sovereign human space without permission and issued threats against our civilian populations. You are ordered to stand down immediately and prepare for escort out of the Sol system." On the Perseverance's view screen, Maya could see Vexthal's composure crack. "Impossible. Our intelligence was exactly what we wanted you to see," Maya finished for him. "The ships and technology we showed to the galaxy were deliberately outdated, a protective measure against exactly this kind of aggression." The Caldari Command Center erupted in frantic activity as officers reported the unexpected developments. "High Commander, the human vessels are generating shield frequencies that our systems cannot categorize," one officer reported. "Their weapon signatures suggest directed plasma technology that our databases indicated was beyond their capabilities. They've been deceiving us. Deceiving everyone." Nexera realized, her voice tight with alarm. "Their diplomatic vessels, their cargo ships, all deliberately primitive." Vexthal's rage was palpable. "This changes nothing. We still outmass their fleet. Prepare all weapons. Target their flagship." The 3 Caldari dreadnoughts oriented toward the approaching human fleet, their weapon systems powering up with a blue-green glow that distorted the space around them. Aboard the Prometheus, Admiral Watts watched the Caldari response with grim determination. "All vessels, engage Operation Reckoning protocols. Phase 1. Throughout the asteroid belt, hundreds of small, unmanned craft suddenly activated. These drones, each barely larger than a shuttle, accelerated toward the Caldari formation at speeds that seemed to defy conventional physics. "Graviton disruptors online," reported the Prometheus's tactical officer, targeting Caldari primary weapon systems. The first volley from the human fleet wasn't destructive, it was disabling. Precisely calculated graviton pulses struck the Caldari ships, interfering with the very weapon systems they had so proudly demonstrated to Captain Chen. The massive energy buildup in their main cannons suddenly fluctuated, forcing emergency shutdowns to prevent catastrophic overloads. "Impossible." Vexthal raged as his flagship's primary weapons went offline. "Their technology can't be this advanced." Maya's voice came through calmly on the communication channel. "You assumed our technological development based on what we showed the galaxy, High Commander. A deliberate strategy after our first encounters with aggressive species centuries ago." Meanwhile, the swarm of human drones reached the Caldari formation, not attacking but creating a complex pattern of movement around the alien vessels. Each drone emitted specific frequency patterns that further disrupted Caldari targeting systems. "We can't lock weapons," a Caldari officer reported frantically. "Their drone field is generating some kind of interactive interference pattern." Sub-Commander Nixera turned to Vexthal, her professional composure cracking. "High Commander, we should consider withdrawal. These are not the humans our intelligence reported." Vexthal's pride wouldn't allow retreat so easily. "Launch fighters. Destroy those drones." Sleek Caldari combat craft poured from the dreadnought's launch bays, their curved hulls glinting as they accelerated toward the drone swarm. But as they engaged, the human fleet executed their next move. From the Prometheus and its escort vessels, squadrons of Earth fighters emerged, craft that bore little resemblance to the blocky, utilitarian ships the Caldari had observed in human space. These vessels moved with impossible agility, their hull material seeming to absorb rather than reflect sensor scans. The space around Jupiter became a chaotic battlefield as Caldari fighters found themselves outmaneuvered by human pilots using technology that by all Caldari intelligence shouldn't exist. On the Perseverance, Maya watched the tactical display with fierce concentration. Her small vessel had withdrawn to a safe distance, continuing to gather intelligence on Caldari combat techniques. "Captain," Omar reported, "the Caldari flagship is attempting to target the Prometheus with secondary weapons." Maya nodded, relay targeting data to Admiral Watts, and prepare our own little surprise. The Perseverance, despite its modest appearance, had one significant hidden capability. As the Caldari focused on the main human fleet, Maya gave the order, "Activate quantum field generator." A subtle ripple extended from the small Earth vessel, invisible to normal sensors, but devastating to the precisely calibrated Caldari targeting systems. The field created minuscule but critical variations in spatial dimensions, making exact targeting calculations fail at the final microsecond. When the Caldari dreadnought fired at the Prometheus, its beams slightly missed their mark, merely grazing the human flagship's powerful shields. The human counterattack was precise and measured. Rather than attempting to destroy the Caldari vessels, the Earth fleet targeted propulsion and weapon systems with surgical precision. One by one, the Caldari ships found themselves partially immobilized, their offensive capabilities reduced, but their life support and essential systems untouched. After 30 minutes of battle, the outcome was clear. The three mighty Caldari dreadnoughts floated in formation, their main weapons and engines disabled, surrounded by the intact and seemingly undamaged human fleet. Admiral Watts opened a channel to the stellar dominance. "High Commander Vexthal, this demonstration is concluded. Your ships have been disabled but not destroyed. As a courtesy between potential diplomatic partners, you are being offered one opportunity to withdraw from the Sol system with your fleet and dignity intact." On the Caldari bridge, Vexthal stood rigidly, his pride warring with the undeniable reality of his situation. Sub-Commander Nixera approached him, speaking in their native language. "High Commander, we must reconsider our assessment of this species. They have capabilities our Empire has not encountered before. This is not a defeat if we learn from it." After a tense moment, Vexthal gave a slight nod. "Admiral Watts," he responded, his harmonic voice carefully controlled. "It seems the Caldari Empire's understanding of humanity has been incomplete. We will withdraw to reassess." "A wise decision," Watts replied. "Captain Chen's vessel will escort you to the system boundary once your essential systems are back online. I suggest future interactions between our peoples begin with diplomacy rather than threats." As the Earth fleet maintained its position, engineering teams from the Perseverance docked with the Caldari vessels to assist with repairs to their navigation and propulsion systems, deliberately revealing yet another level of human technological understanding. Hours later, as the Caldari ships prepared for departure, High Commander Vexthal requested a final communication with Captain Chen. "Your deception was impressive," he acknowledged, his pride still evident, but tempered with newfound respect. "The Caldari have not been so outmaneuvered in 7 generations." Maya's expression remained professional but firm. "It wasn't deception, High Commander. It was preservation. Humanity learned long ago that appearing less advanced than we are prevents unnecessary conflicts. Those who come in peace see our true capabilities through cooperation rather than confrontation." Vexthal studied her for a moment. "An interesting strategy. The Caldari Council will be reconsidering our approach to human territories. We would welcome peaceful relations with the Caldari Empire," Maya replied, "but we will always defend what is ours." As the Caldari ships finally departed, escorted to the edge of the system by the Perseverance, Admiral Watts contacted Maya on a private channel. "Well handled, Captain. The Security Council is pleased with the outcome. Minimal casualties, and we've established a clear boundary without revealing our most advanced technologies." Maya watched the Caldari ships accelerate toward the jump point. "Do you think they'll return with a larger force?" "Intelligence suggests they'll be too busy updating their diplomatic protocols," Watts replied with a slight smile. "Our analysts predict the Caldari Empire will be proposing a non-aggression treaty within 6 months, once their pride recovers." Maya nodded, allowing herself to relax slightly for the first time in days. "And Operation Looking Glass continues," the Admiral confirmed. "The galaxy still sees what we want them to see. Our frontier ships remain deliberately outdated, our colonies seemingly vulnerable. Only those to become true allies will know humanity's full capabilities. As the last Caldari ship disappeared into the jump point, Maya turned her vessel back toward Jupiter, where the human fleet was already dispersing. Ships returning to hidden bases, weapon platforms once again disguised as research stations, and the magnificent Prometheus vanishing behind Jupiter's massive bulk, invisible once more to the watching eyes of the galaxy. Humanity would continue its quiet vigilance, presenting a humble face to the cosmos while maintaining the strength to ensure its survival. And if threatened again, Earth would reveal exactly enough of its power to establish peace. No more, no less. It was a delicate balance, but one that had served humanity well among the stars. The Perseverance, its true capabilities once again concealed beneath its unassuming exterior, set course for Earth, carrying the story of yet another encounter where humanity's greatest weapon had proven to be not its technology, but its strategy.